The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Today, we had an amazing opportunity to listen to the founders of AsterKey. And I think one of the most important and most secure ways for a consumer to know that they're getting their information protected is they're filling the information, and their information is stored on their cell phone. And I think that when we have the opportunity to say, hey, Mr. Consumer, Ms. Consumer, your information is being held securely on your phone. It's not in the cloud. It's not in our server. It's on your phone. And with that information, the consumer then holds the key. However, if you're a mortgage originator, guess what? You're the one that owns the vehicle, even though the consumer may have the key. So I think it's an incredible opportunity, meaning that you have an opportunity to have the consumer directly and solely to your benefit, while the consumer gets their information protected. AsterKey allows that, and I think the future is very bright, not only for the consumer and also for you as the originator.
Tomorrow is June 20th. Millions and millions of people are going to be coming into Boston to watch your world champion Boston Celtics. Whether you were a fan from the Larry Bird days to when I had season tickets for 9 years with Garnett, Pierce, and Allen to now, the biggest difference is the popularity of the sport is like it's never been before. There's going to be millions and millions and millions of more people there in Boston, not because technically this team, but because the popularity of the sport, especially among the younger group, has grown so much. And did you know that? Because as we get older, we thought we would never be out of touch with music, and we become out of touch with music. We thought we'd know all the cool slangs, and we don't know them anymore. And the same goes for our guest today, AsterKey. There is a movement, and you see it, and you'll talk about it on the show today, so you have to listen. In the financial world, there are many people that like to do their own trading now. 100 million, I think, was the number given. And a lot of people also like the old school way of having a financial advisor or trusting their HR. But that 100 million people are the people that will use AsterKey to get a mortgage. And that 100 million people are growing because they're used to apps. Apps like Toast, apps like Uber, apps like Airbnb. These are real consumer apps that you'll hear on the show today that bring somebody from one place to another, like Uber, or bring data from one place to another, like AsterKey, or as I talked about on the show today, bring your communication and money from one place to another, like Toast does when I still use my go-to pizza place and tune in to find out what it is. So when you can brand one of the most elegant mobile apps there is, and now it can be part of your process. And you might ask, say, I already have an app. If you say something like that, you are so far off. You need to be aware of where the puck's going, where the market is going. And today's show really shows that. And I just want to tell one story because Brad and Eric created a mobile app, just like I brought the mobile app into mortgage. And it was a grind. It was a constant pushing sand into the water and seeing it come back, but believing in it, that everybody, CIOs would often say, no one's going to have an app for 30 days for a mortgage. They're going to delete it. That's a CIO type mindset. They're probably the type that will use AsterKey because they're very conservative about their data. They know what people can do with it. But these same people would go home and download an app to order a pizza for 15 minutes delivery, and then come in the next day and actually tell me about how they love the pizza tracker. And I'd scratch my head and say, didn't you just say nobody would do it for 30 days and that's 15 minutes? And of course it's different because XYZ. It isn't different because time in that variable was your only variable, and 30 days is longer than 15 minutes. I remember going into Prospect Mortgage, which was in every Prudential real estate agency. This is just my one real estate story. And I remember coming in from LA, trying to maximize 3 trips because we were bootstrapped, so trying to do it on the least amount of money possible. So I had to come into their corporate office. Gentleman is now with Truist, and I'll make sure I give a shout out. But I just remember coming in with all my suitcases and being looked at like, what are you doing here? Where were you planning on putting them? And just feeling so far out of water, but at the same time, so confident that it was going to end up on mobile, whether it was my solution or not. And you'll hear today somebody that or two brothers, just like Kevin and I did, that revolutionized an entire real estate industry and proved that everything was going mobile. And I hope you enjoy and get to hear that mindset. And I hope they get to come back on the show so we can talk more about that journey.
So at AsterKey, we want to flip how everything works. And we want to put the consumer in complete control of their data in the most secure way possible. But this is also a partnership with the lenders and loan originators, because we know that they want to go after new markets and they want to distribute and give out the AsterKey app to their clients, who can then securely put their data in, while also being able to submit the data back to that lender when they want to. And the beauty of it is that we're using Plaid, we're using verified data, and the lenders can then save time and money because they're getting data that's approved by Fannie and Freddie to start making their decisions, all within a very secure environment where the user stays anonymous as far down the path as possible to protect them and their data.
All right. So we started AsterKey because I realized that my data was being continually hacked. I kept getting letters from financial companies, banks, my lenders, credit unions, that they've been hacked and they've lost my data. So we started a discovery on why this was happening, and the result was this new company called AsterKey. And AsterKey allows you to secure all your data on your phone, everything that you're going to need to apply for a mortgage, encrypted, your personal information separated from your financial information, and stored and controlled solely by you, empowering you to go out to lenders that have partnered with AsterKey that can allow you to start your loan anonymously. You can talk to the lender anonymously, you can send data over and talk to the lender anonymously, and you can start your entire financial journey safe and secure, knowing that the only place your data resides is on your phone. Even AsterKey doesn't store any of your data.